All right. Welcome back to another podcast, man. I'm so excited. I got a special guest here today. I'm gonna let him tell who he is. I invited him for one reason and one reason only. It's because I want you guys to understand his mindset. So welcome to the podcast.
What's up, man?
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much for having me, bro.
Yes, sir. So tell the people who you are.
My name is George Ray. I am a husband, a father, a Christian above all else.
Come on.
And I'm a jack of all trades, man. I'm a hybrid athlete.
Come on.
I recently got into ultra running. And running in general. I never liked running. I hated it growing up because of medical issues that I have.
Okay.
So I grew up doing martial arts and I learned discipline through martial arts.
Okay.
And throughout that time, I built on that discipline. And later in life, as we all do, we grow up,
yes,
mature, and then life slaps you in the face, right?
Yes.
So
all day.
You start dealing with anxiety, depression, things that really corrupt the soul of a man, especially a man.
Man, say that again.
I can speak for a man, brother. I can speak for a man, and because I am one. Right?
Yes.
So I had to learn how to compartmentalize my mind and the issues that I have, and running helped with that.
Got it.
I guess that's why you found me. And
yes,
here we
sir.
are, man.
Yes. So this is the thing, because a runner, I'm trying to get into your mind though. This is my thing. I'm trying to get into your mind because, to me, listen, I don't run nowhere close as miles as you, and I try to do at least 2 a day.
Hey, that's not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Any movement is better than no movement.
Okay,
right?
So I try to do 2 a day. So, how many miles do you run a day on average?
Right now, I just got done doing a 50-mile race.
Ooh, come on!
That was excellent, man. It was a wonderful time. I learned a lot about myself.
Wow, how long did that took you?
8 hours, 52 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Man, that's a minute.
Yeah, man.
That's all day. That's like a job.
Yeah, it was a full-time job that day for sure.
Oh man.
So I was training before that race. I was doing 10 miles a day and then 20 to 30 on the weekends. So I was averaging about a 70-mile week at that time.
Okay.
Right now, I'm averaging about 50 a week.
Okay.
So I'm running daily now about 6 miles.
Okay.
And I do take 2 days off of running.
Okay.
Just for the legs to kind of recuperate. But I'm always in the gym 7 days a week.
So I want to get into that too, though. So because somebody would say, running so much, your knees, your ankles, your feet. Let's get into that. Like,
right.
Why? I mean, how can somebody protect themselves when it comes to running?
Sure. So I'm also in the medical field.
Oh, okay.
So,
that helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
That helps a lot.
I, as a personal trainer on the side as well, I have a plethora of information up here. So I have a good argument, a standing argument that I can combat with those that say running is bad for me. So number one, let's talk about the fact that we've been alive for millions of years.
Yeah.
Right. So before Teslas, before Uber, what did you do?
We've been moving around. Yes.
So, and this is something I was talking to our buddy Elvin the other day.
Okay.
That for millions of years, people have been hunting. Right? Back then, there wasn't fourth meal, there wasn't Taco Bell, there was definitely no refrigerators.
It was not.
So how did you get that meal? Right. So you had a sharp stick, maybe a stone, and you had 2 feet.
I got you.
So let's say you see a gazelle.
Okay.
Right. That gazelle.
How you gonna get him?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So dopamine is released in the brain, and then from there you get a shot of epinephrine, which is adrenaline, and now you see your meal.
Okay,
right?
I got you.
So you know that if that gets away from you, you will not eat.
Oh
right?
Man, mindset.
So what happens? So the body can run efficiently for hours.
Got you.
Hours. So back then, you saw a gazelle. The gazelle would take off. Animals aren't built like us. We can run off of stored fat for hours.
But they can't.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So they sprint and they take off. For us, it's a marathon. We're going to pace it. Back then especially, they knew what they were doing. They would just jog and follow the tracks.
I got you.
Right? They'd lose it, but they'd follow those tracks.
I got you.
And when that animal turned around and saw you again or smelled you, boom, it goes off again. Right?
Okay.
And then you start chasing it again.
Okay.
Well, after so long, that animal will collapse of exhaustion while you're still in that zone 2 and you're still trucking along. And then boom, you make your kill, you have your food.
So so basically you had to outsmart them.
Roger that.
During that time.
Yeah, you had to outsmart them, but also outlast them.
Okay, I got you.
So within that time frame, what has happened? Well, We've gotten smarter.
I got you.
We can literally get our food delivered to us.
Lazier?
Right, lazier. So when people say, man, you ran 50 miles, I'm thinking 3 million years ago, people were doing that on the daily.
Easily.
Right?
How they moving around?
How are they going to get to the next meal, the next place, the next everything, right? So when people say running is bad for you, define bad.
That's true.
Right?
I don't think I think bad is what you make it.
Right, and exactly. The problem is people do not take the time to prepare for running. They don't. They go too hard, too fast.
I got you.
And too long without training for that. So they get injured. They get they might crack a bone in their foot. They might get shin splints, whatever. Right? They have dead shoes that they're running on. It just depends, right? They don't stretch enough. They don't foam roll. If you take the right steps to prepare your body,
come on,
it will not get injured.
I got you. So let's get into your mind though. So
sure,
what are some of the medical issues that they said about you that like about running? What are some that you had in the past?
So I was born with a tarsal foot coalition, and I just found this out about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So for years, ever since I was a teenager, anytime I was on my feet, let's say you go to a water park, you go to Schlitterbahn or something.
I got you.
That afternoon, my foot would be swollen. My
ankle
would be swollen. Wow. So I've been in pain literally my whole life. And I never figured it out. We went to a lot of doctors, and they always did x-rays, but they never took an x-ray from the back angle.
Okay.
So fast forward, I saw a very smart physician in the town that I live, who's a podiatrist, and he took this back angle shot, and he found a bone deformation on the side of my foot. He also found the tarsal foot coalition. What that means is the tarsal bones. So I'll show you my hand because I don't want to show you my foot. Let's say these are your metatarsals here, right?
Okay.
The tarsal bone is this section of the foot. That section of my foot is fused.
Okay,
meaning there is not a separation there. So my mobility going up and down, to keep it simple, is very limited.
So even though your foot was getting swollen, you still decided to run?
Yeah, no. So back then I was doing taekwondo, mixed martial arts. I did all the martial arts you can think of.
But you knew something was wrong, not really?
No, I knew something was wrong.
Oh, okay.
But I was always like, whatever. And I was born with flat feet. My foot pronates. It's a lot of issues on that left foot. So I just learned to deal with the pain.
I got you.
So as I got older, the pain got worse. And man, when you are dealing with pain from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, pain becomes your friend. Right?
That's true.
There's a very wise man that created this race called the Leadville 100 in Colorado, and he has a quote, and it says, "You make friends with pain, you'll never be alone."
Oh wow!
Right.
That's good.
So through years of martial arts and breaking boards and stuff like that, and getting into competitions, you learn to deal with pain. It's natural to run into a fist when you're in those types.
But
I
think when people get pain, they tend to give.
They back up.
Yeah, they like, oh, hold on, wait, what's that? Let me see. Oh, my knee.
Absolutely.
And I think we speak these negative things into our life.
Yeah.
And we like, well, man, my knee hurting today. But really, it's like
back off.
And they back off.
So there's ways to mitigate that issue.
Okay.
Right. And people forget that, what is the American mentality? If I have pain, pop to a leave and go about my business and take a few days off.
That's
wrong.
True.
Why don't we look at the issue? Why don't we see what muscles are around that knee that could be loosened up? Maybe it's a tight IT band.
Okay.
Maybe it's a tight quadricep that's causing that knee pain.
So do you got certain exercises that you do just for your legs?
Yeah, absolutely. But with my foot, the issue is it has to be reconstructed from years of wearing it down.
Okay.
It's gotten to the point now where essentially I'm on bone.
Oh,
so
wow.
when I'm running, I'm literally bone on bone.
Are you still running?
I'm still going.
Oh, man.
So I read a book, man, about 2.5 years ago. Buddy recommended it, and it's a very global book now by David Goggins called Can't Hurt Me.
Okay.
If you haven't read it, read the book. It'll change your life.
Oh, yeah. I think I read that one.
Toughest man
alive,
right?
Yes.
He's next level, right? So when I read that book, man, I've always been in shape and I've always been disciplined. But there's a lot of parts of my life where I lacked discipline. Not physically. Physicality has always been easy for me.
I got you.
However, mentally, it's always been a struggle with different topics. So what I did was I took a step back, took a knee, and looked at my life and really assessed and compartmentalized how I was not being a good husband enough, or enough of a father, enough of a Christian in my relationship with God, and at work, just everything. And then I also saw that I am living below my threshold of what I am capable of.
So there's more you can go.
Absolutely.
But so why don't we push ourselves as humans though? Not all of us. Some of us push ourselves to the next level.
Sure.
But a lot of people was like, well, it's only so much I'm gonna do.
Well, you know, people, I feel, and I can't speak for everyone, but I was in the rut. You know, you get stuck in the rat race. Right?
I got
You got bills, and as a man, you have to provide.
That's true.
And that's a very hard thing nowadays for a man to feel that struggle of, I have a wife, I have children, I have to provide for them, I have to pay all these bills, I have to show up a bright face at work, and I can't talk about it, right? Because if you do,
mental health,
you're a wuss.
Yeah.
You're a wuss, you're weak.
That's crazy.
You can't cry. You can't do all these things, right? So they tell you, hey, suck it up. What do they tell you as a kid? Hey, get up. What are you doing? Get up.
Yes.
Dust it off. Let's go. And granted, there is something to be said for that stiff upper lip, and that needs to be in a man.
I got you.
Right? But at the same time, you need to be able to essentially work through whatever issues you're having.
And I think we need to be more vulnerable.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think my wife, for me, is so important, because she allows me to be vulnerable.
Right.
And I can have a chance to talk to her. But the way we was raised is like, as a man, you just got to go through it. I'm like, nah, I mean, not all the time.
Sure.
Sometimes it's good to have somebody to talk to.
Absolutely.
You know, but like you said, on the compartmentalize, so you discipline and you so disciplined to run these miles, but you was lacking discipline in other things.
Yeah, I was lacking discipline in my finances. I was lacking discipline in multiple different things.
I got you.
And now I've lived my life of, I'm going to do something that sucks every day. And that's something I got from Goggins, physically, but also spiritually. Things I don't like to do. I hate cleaning. My wife gets on to me. I'll be honest. My wife, I love her to death. She's literally my rock, man.
Yes.
I couldn't do life without her.
Come on.
Woman is everything to me.
Come on.
But there's things I lack. And now I have turned my mentality to, I'm going to do something that I don't want to do today.
I got you.
So the running, I enjoy the running for
it's natural.
for mental clarity.
Yes.
And that's why I started, is because I wanted to see what my body could do. I was not going to let that foot be a excuse.
Oh, wow.
So now through that running, I started, man, a year and a half ago.
Wow. You locked in.
Yeah, dude. A year and a half ago, I thought running a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, was it, right? And then now, 50 miles is just another day. You know what I mean? Like,
so how do you work yourself up to that mindset?
Sure.
To start off at, I'm doing 3, now I'm at 50 in a year and a half. Like, some people might be like, man, this guy might be a little crazy.
So it's funny, man. I started with I did a bunch of 5Ks that year. My wife was actually, bless her heart, she was the one I had been talking about it. And she said, just sign up for a race, dude. I said, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. So I signed up. Thanks, babe. And, you know, I got addicted to competition.
Okay.
And, you know, there's endorphins that are released, like I said earlier,
yes,
every time you do anything physical. And it makes you feel good. So for me, even though I suffer terribly from running, from a pain-wise,
I got you.
What the level of release of stress and mental clarity I get, I cannot put a price on it.
And you feel like you're free though. You feel free. Like when you're out there, because the 50 miles, I'm trying to wrap my mind around 50 miles. It got to be some places where it's just
so
nothing.
You're in the middle. So these ultra marathons,
okay,
ultras are anything over 26.2 miles. And when you're out there, you're in the middle of the woods, which I enjoy. I love being out in nature.
Okay.
I really feel that's when God's presence really speaks to me.
Ooh, come on, talk about it.
And I just love every second out there. So you're running for hours.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful experience, man. And we weren't made to sit indoors all day. And if you look at the normal American mentality now, is we drive an hour, at least, right?
Sit down.
If you're lucky, less. You sit down all day, and then you come home and you binge watch Netflix. You eat whatever you can find, and you go to bed and you do it again. You're miserable, man. There's more to life to that.
And that's why I tell people all the time that we as humans, we are built to live our purpose, but we spend so much time watching other people's dreams instead of trying to live our own dreams.
Absolutely.
So many people are like, man, I'm going home. Like, man, look, if you're trying to be job free, you need to go to work, and then when you come home from work, work your business or whatever you're trying to do from 6 to 10.
Right,
but like you said, people come and be locked in to that. So working out, I have a couple questions I have wrote down.
Absolutely.
So I will make sure I get to all of them. So the reason for working out for you, they say for running is either 5 things: weight loss, general fitness, health, getting ripped, or running faster. You agree with that?
For my reasons?
Yeah. Just people reasons.
From a physical standpoint, yes, I agree with all of that.
But your reason is
I don't do it for physical.
I got you.
I've never really struggled with physical fitness. There was a portion of my life where I went through some. So I also have thyroid issues.
Okay.
And some hypertension. So I have genetic issues, and man, I track everything I eat. And, it's just life throws you.
That's what I need to do, man. That's the hard part.
Well, you don't have to. I'm just very disciplined in that.
I got you.
I want to know my body is a Ferrari. To me, so I'm gonna treat it. You wouldn't treat a Ferrari like trash.
You won't.
So I have a lot of respect for the vessel I was given.
I got you.
And I'm gonna show God that He gave me a vessel that can do anything. And that's my reason why I live the life the way I do, and also my children.
So, if you was to tell somebody right now, like somebody said, well, how do I get started running? Because I don't have no desire for it, but I want to run and start to get physically fit.
So I would tell them, find your why. So with anything you do in life, and this is just statistically why people fail at the beginning of the year, they make a resolution. That's trash.
That's true.
It's out the door by now. It is, because your why was not strong enough. If you have a why of losing 100 pounds, okay, that's not deep enough. Why do you want to lose that 100 pounds? Is it because you know that weighing 100 extra pounds is going to lead to hypertension, congestive heart failure, low T, erectile dysfunction, obstructive sleep apnea, all these different things? Is that your why? Okay, now we have a good baseline to work off of.
Gotcha.
If you have no baseline, if you have no structure, your why will fall right through it. You need to have a foundation. From that foundation, you build brick by brick.
Yes.
And now you can go, okay, from I want to lose 100 pounds. The reason I want to do it is for medical prevention and so I can be here for my children, my spouse, myself. Great. Now we have a baseline.
Gotcha.
Now we need to set a short-term goal.
Okay.
And once you reach that short-term goal, now you need to celebrate mentally and take a step back and say, I just lost 5 solid pounds.
Come on.
That's an accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
Don't overlook that. Don't go party and gain it right back.
People will.
People make this mistake, and I promise you, Rome was not built in a day.
Yes.
However, it also did not fall apart in a day.
That's true.
So people do this with their fitness. They roller coast. They lose significant amount of weight and then they gain it back.
That's crazy.
I see it all the time in the medical field.
Do you think because of what they're eating or just the lack
of?
Well,
no, they lose their why.
Oh, okay.
They always lose their why. They get comfortable. We get complacent. We're complacent creatures, and we're creatures of habit. So once we reach this, okay, this is good enough.
Got you.
Then guess what? We take a step back and we're creatures of habit. We start going out. We start having that
that's
beer.
true,
we
though.
start having these Cheetos. Why? Because you got the 6-pack. I made it. Nope. You didn't make it.
Yes.
Now you got to maintain it. You lose 100 pounds. Great job. Now keep it off. Show me.
And that's good, though, because I think people need to know. I want to ask you about running shoes.
Yes, sir.
When people start running, is it certain shoes they need to go get?
Look, man.
Or do it really even matter?
That's up on the person and their budget and multiple different things.
Okay.
I recommend everyone to go to a running store, especially something like Fleet Feet.
Okay.
They have a scanner that if you're really serious about this and you want to make injury prevention your number one thing.
I got you.
They have a plethora of different sizes, costs to where it fits your budget.
I got you.
And they will give you an honest professional opinion on what you need to run in.
Okay.
That is very important to prevent injury.
Yeah, that's why I want to ask you that question, because some people might ask, man, okay, if I do start running, what kind of shoes I need?
Yeah, you don't need $300 shoes. You don't need carbon bladed shoes. You don't need all that, man.
Got you.
Go get your feet scanned, speak to them, show them your feet, show them they have a treadmill there that you can jog on, and they will watch your gait cycle and everything.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Tell you, hey, you know what? I think you'd be better off than this. And they also give you Not that I'm sponsored by them or anything. I just really appreciate the good job because they help me tremendously.
Yes.
With my Tarsal Foot Coalition,
Yes.
there's 2 shoes I can run in with my issues.
Okay.
So I just buy the same 2 shoes.
I got you.
So they do a great job, and if the shoe doesn't work for you, you can switch it out free of charge.
So networking and running. Is this a group of you guys?
So I formed my closest friends.
So you started the group.
Yeah. Of
Okay.
course,
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
So I bleed, man. I try to help people be better.
Yes.
At the end of the day, and I posted this yesterday, it's not how much money you made. It's none of that matters. You're gonna be put 6 feet underground just like me.
Yes.
What matters is your legacy and what you leave behind. I was born in 1988 for a reason.
Come on.
God put me here at this time for a specific reason.
Come on.
But I swear to you, I will leave this world a little bit better,
Yes.
motivating and inspiring others to live their best.
So let's pivot in that then. So if it was something that you can leave people, all right, we put in a time thing that we could put in the ground for 1,000 years, and somebody pull it up. You get to leave 3 things in there for people to remember you by. What would it be?
Number 1 would be my slogan.
Okay, what's your slogan?
So I have a small business, very small.
Okay.
I do personal training.
Okay.
And during that personal training, I try to inspire people to have longevity in this. I'm not a cookie cutter trainer to where you buy a meal plan and this guy, I'm going to give you the same. No, absolutely not. I'm going to
customize it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I still have clients that hit me up 3 years later.
I got you.
And ask me questions, and I still respond to them like it was yesterday.
You ever thought about and I like to ask this question because I teach this stuff. Doing like some kind of course that people can come back to.
Yeah.
I'm
definitely stepping out of my comfort zone.
P90X, Beachbody.
Yeah, no.
I'm looking at them. I'm like, them boys are super smart.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm putting some things together, man.
Okay.
I got some irons in the fire.
Okay.
Okay. So I have some ideas in mind. So my slogan on what I believe, all the greats have a slogan, right?
Yes,
look at
I do too.
David Goggins is Stay Hard. Cameron Haynes, if you don't know him, check him out, is Keep Hammering.
Okay.
Mine is Whatever It Takes.
Okay. I love
that. And that was established because in one of my races, there's a term used, blowing up. When you blow up means like you get a flat tire.
Okay.
I was in a really bad spot. And this is what I love about these races. I don't care about the medal. I don't care if I place top 10. Which I have in every single one.
Come on, that's good.
But anyway, that's a side note, right? But to be honest with you, it's what mental doors I can open.
Yes.
So picture this, right? Close your eyes and picture a very long hallway.
Okay.
When you're running for 50, 40, 30, 60, whatever, you're going down a hallway mentally.
I got you.
Physically, yes, it's exhausting, it's daunting, but mentally, you have all these doors on both sides of the hallway. And every time you hit a certain section of that race, it almost feels like you have multiple personality disorder. Because there's highs, there's peaks, and there's valleys, man. And you crash hard when your sugar level drops, or you're exhausted, or you're dehydrated. But then guess what? You open a door and there is something evil standing there staring at you. All right, picture this, right?
Yes.
So you got 2 options. You can give up and take the trolley back to the start line, or you can front kick that thing and go right through it, and then go to the next door, and then the next door.
I got you.
So that's what I get from running. I don't care about the medal. I don't care where I place. I don't care if I beat you. But guess what? When I leave this, I have a resume, a personal resume that I'm building, that when I die, they will read that, and I promise you, it'll sound like a movie plot. So my kids will go, my dad was a Super Saint.
So basically, you a superhero living in your own movie.
I do it for I do that for me, but mainly for my wife. I want her to know, I need her to know that she married an uncommon man.
Come on, speak on it.
And I need my children to know when they hit their 30s or 20s or whatever the heck life throws at them, they can go, if my dad did this, had a full-time job, was trying to grind and do a little side gig,
come on,
I can get my shoes on and walk a mile. I can go to the gym and lift for 30 minutes.
And I think people need to hear that. So that's the first thing. What's the second thing you're gonna put in there? Now remember, we're gonna dig this up 1,000 years to remember you by. What's the second thing you're gonna put in there?
You know, that these are good questions, man.
I know you got to at least put some of your running videos in there.
Oh yeah, see, that's the thing, man.
Because I seen you the other day. You with some guys. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So that's my group, man. Those are my dudes. Honestly, I care nothing for self-recognition. I just want.
You want to impact people.
Yeah. What I want is a list of the people that I helped live a better life. That would be 2 for sure.
Okay.
And number 3, how much he loved his wife and kids.
Wow.
And actually, that's number 1.
Yes.
That's number 1 for sure.
Yes.
Number 2, that I did whatever it took in life to get through life.
Gotcha.
And I promise you, I believe life is a true gift, and it upsets me when I see patients with a laundry list of medications that they could avoid. Or when I see somebody at the store in those little remote control cars looking things, like it upsets me because I'm not mad at them, man. I'm just like, dude, you are given such a beautiful gift to be able to live, and you're not using it to its full capacity. No, you don't have to run what I run.
Yes.
Okay. But at the same time, this vessel, some people view life as, I get this a lot. My dad's a doctor, right?
Okay.
My dad's a doctor, and he tells me, you're wearing yourself out. That foot's going to be replaced.
Wow.
Okay. And?
But you willing.
And?
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love it.
This was meant to be used. I don't want to be 85 in a nursing home, in my pants, with a functioning body. And a mind that's gone.
That's good. That's
good.
I
want to leave behind, like, I want them to open me up and go, what the heck? How is this thing still alive? You know what I mean?
Yes.
He put that thing through. I want my body to reflect the miles, the weights I lifted, everything, because that's the reason we were given this body, is to use it, abuse it in a respectful manner.
Yeah.
In a respectful manner, but for it to grow back stronger, better, harder.
So if you can give somebody anything, when I say anything, the mindset, like what are 3 things you would tell them so that they will never give up?
That's a good thing. So I'm very spiritual, man. I would tell you to find God, and I would really tell you that there is freedom in Christ.
Come on.
Absolutely. And I do not apologize for that statement to anyone, because he saved me, and my life has not been the same ever since. So living without God is, you're essentially living on autopilot, and you're missing out on so much.
Yep, you existing.
So once you find out your purpose in life, and you find that through Christ, he will speak to you. The rest is simple. Number 2 would be respect yourself.
I love it.
Respect when you look in the mirror, and if you're happy or unhappy, respect that. Own that. Say, I have to work on this, or I don't. Whatever you feel. I can't tell you how to live your life. But Christ, respect yourself and grind.
I like the grind,
for
though.
what you want, man.
I like the grind, though. You know, I wrote a book called Why Now Is Your Time. And Why Now Is Your Time, we just talked about 3 things: designing your life, creating your brand, leaving your legacy. And the reason why, because I believe that we all, and my quote is, life without purpose has no meaning. So my biggest thing is, like, you have to live on purpose.
Absolutely.
People not living on purpose. They sitting here, and like you just said earlier, it's like, to me, you're disrespecting God's vessel when you're not taking advantage of the opportunity for you to do something with your life.
Absolutely.
But so many people get into this, I'm chilling, I'm all right, everything looks good, I'm not struggling that bad. You know, it's like we have a pity party that we give ourselves. And I'm like, it's time, don't give yourself a pity party.
Absolutely.
It's time you get up and get out, get something. So, let me see. Okay. So staying motivated when working. Now, hold on. Before I ask you this, how many races you got lined up this year?
You know, I have so one awesome thing that I tried. Again, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone this year. That's something that I've learned going through that dark, nasty hallway. I learned that I really need to step out of it. So I applied for something. It's an ambassador program with Running Alliance. If you want to run a first race, check out Running Alliance, man. They're really well put together. They're a really nice community, and the money goes to a good cause.
Got you.
I met the founder, good man, good principles, and I respect them, and I'm proud to represent them.
I love that.
So they do things from 5Ks to marathon. As an ambassador, I was given a free race, which I wasn't really preparing for. So I'm running a marathon on the 18th.
Okay.
So
March 18th?
Yeah. So
how long is a marathon though?
26.2 miles. So it's a shorty, man. For me, that's it's just another Saturday for me, man. I ran a marathon last Saturday with the boys.
Running the guy was slipping on Baytime.
Yeah, pretty much. So man.
Yeah.
But Running Alliance is great people and great race.
So usually when y'all run to a place or y'all run in a circle to be back where you start?
Race.
Okay.
It depends on the race. Like most of them are laps.
Okay.
You do so many laps, it's divided.
Okay, I got you.
By laps or
whatever. I got you. Because so many people ask the question of like, man, how is it that I can get my life to the next level when I have no accountability partner?
Yeah.
You
are your own accountability.
That's good to hear.
At the end of the day, I mean, I love my wife, but she's not responsible for my happiness.
I got you.
If I'm not happy with who I am, and that's something everybody needs to do. You need to control this. You need to get control of your mind. If you don't control your mind, it's going to control you. It will control you.
Speak on it.
And that's why I started all of this in the first place is I have dealt. When I was 15, man, I tore my ACL.
Okay.
In a martial art thing.
I got you.
And I went from doing 3 sports to sitting at home, letting it heal. And I figured out that I had a really bad anxiety disorder that I was hiding or pushing through physically.
I got you.
So if you are running and gunning all day and doing high school stuff and waking up early for swim
not
practice
really thinking.
No, dude, your mind is it can't catch up because your body's moving so quick, right? So what happened was I tore my ACL and then I got put basically in house arrest because I couldn't do anything. So I realized that my mind was racing, and I remember my dad. And this is something cool, man. When you can air all your laundry out there, and be comfortable with it, you made it, bro.
Come on.
You don't need $1 million. You need to be comfortable with ironing, saying anything you want, and being honest about your life.
Yes.
People judge you, great. If not, that's okay. I guarantee you, they're hiding some stuff.
You gonna get judged.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
Yeah. And
you gonna get some haters.
Yeah,
so just welcome the haters and welcome getting judged.
Come on in, man.
Yes.
There's plenty of room.
But I think the problem is we living in a society. It's like, hey, look at me, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
But then nobody airs out the bad, right?
Nobody.
They only filter.
It's a highlight film,
bro. I don't use
social media is a highlight film.
Yeah, I don't use filters for that reason. I don't waste time.
Yes.
What you see is what you get with me.
Yes.
So I had a terrible anxiety disorder. My dad took me to a shrink because I was tripping out. Man.
Okay.
And I had 1 visit with her. Actually, I think I had 3. And after that, she kind of taught me enough to where, and I'm a pretty intelligent guy, where I got to wrap around it. Right?
I got you.
So she made me do the score, and I got a very high anxiety score. And she said, look, people with this end up either on drugs, they end up clinically depressed,
or
they end up just having a really crummy life.
They're just speaking over people's life.
Yeah. So basically, she was like, very honest. She goes, if you don't learn to control this now, you're going to be on meds for the rest of your life.
Wow.
So what I did was I took that time to really analyze as a 15-year-old, which what are you going to do at that age, right? And that changes over time.
Yeah,
you're not the same person you were yesterday.
And you ain't learning.
So I learned how my mind works and how to control my mind. And that's what I've gathered from running. Ever since I started running and I open and I kick down those doors, those mental hurdles of, man, I'm not enough.
So what are you telling yourself when you running all these amazing miles? Like what are you telling yourself when you're running? Because I know your body want to give up.
Oh man, after 18 miles with a tarsal foot coalition, for me, physically, everything else is solid.
Okay.
I can run all day.
Okay.
This foot, after 18 miles, that's my stopping point.
Okay.
So what do? Well, I know from experience that pain leads to what? Pain leads to frustration.
Yes.
Frustration leads to anger.
Come on.
Anger leads to rage. Now imagine a fork. You have 2 forks. From anger, you can give up or you can go down the other avenue.
That's true.
Okay? And from there, you build persistence, tolerance, discipline, right?
So 18, you hit the 18 mile. You still got 32 left.
Yeah, 32
You got to go tell yourself.
So that's when I start. I have a system of things that I go through.
Okay.
Number 1 for me, my first question is, how are you going to feel if you give up right now? So I have, it's a blessing and a curse, man, the way my mind works. And this is part of my anxiety issue is that I've learned to manage and control is I overanalyze everything.
Okay.
A conversation, an argument, a movie. I mean, it replays in the highlight reel until I figure every aspect out of that situation. and then I go back and I'll move on to the next thing. So with that being said, when I hit mile 18 or 20, whatever, and I'm like, I really want to stop, I think, what am I going to do when I stop? How am I going to feel on the ride home? Yes. How am I going to feel in the shower? How am I going to feel when I look at my wife? How am I going to look at my kids and say, hey, your dad gave up?
Oh, wow.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
motivation in itself.
Because when you run these marathons, ultras and stuff, there's a list of people. The last race I did, it was 115 people competed.
Okay.
16 DNF. That means did not finish.
Oh, wow.
There's always some that don't finish.
50 miles?
Yeah. Hey, and you know what, dude? The fact that you laced them up and got out there, man or woman, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you didn't finish for whatever reason, that's you. And hey, man, good luck on the next one. As for me and my mentality,
you gonna finish.
I will die on this hill.
Oh,
I will die
man.
on those trails before I give up. It's not going to happen. That's when my wife gets worried.
Yes,
yes. Because next I'm probably going to do 100K, which is 66 miles, and then a 100-miler, and then there's a 240 that I'm going to sign up for in a couple of years. I'm just training my body respectfully.
Mentally. Yeah.
Not even mental. Mentally, I'm ready.
Okay.
Physically, I need to train.
So are you going to have surgery?
Eventually. It's not cheap.
I already know.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
I already
you
know.
gotta sit around for 6 months. It's a total foot reconstruction.
Well, how you gonna feel though when you gotta do that for 6 months? What you gonna be doing?
I'll be lifting, man.
Okay, you be lifting.
You know,
okay,
I can pull up, I can bench, I can curl, I can do anything else.
With your brace on.
Yeah. And once I'm clear to bike, I'll bike. And if I can run 50, imagine what I could do on a bike.
That's what I'm saying. So do you believe in biking?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking about getting me a Peloton, but I'm like, is it worth my money?
Oh, man, absolutely. I am an outdoorsy kind of guy.
Okay.
I have run in 20-degree weather. I've ran in terrible storms. I will do both of those over and over before you see me on a elliptical or a treadmill. I hate being on it. I just can't.
So running brings you happiness.
It brings me control of my mind.
Okay.
It brings me control of the evil thoughts, the I'm not good enough, the doubts, the worries, the fears. I master that every day. I attack the day every morning. I get up at 4 or 5, I get after it, and they're done. And no matter what today brings, whether I'm fired, which is pretty rare, right? Whether I have an argument with my wife, whether I get in a car accident, whether I'm late for a meeting or I'm asked to work overtime. No one's going to take away that morning victory that is in my back pocket.
So what do you tell the people that say, run it, you're not an athlete? You know, you got those people that say that, and I'm like, man, to me, this was super athletes. But you got the people out there that saying,
I'm in Baytown. Come see me. That's what I say.
Come on.
You know, I have friends, and I'm a hybrid athlete myself. I do mixed martial arts occasionally because I don't have enough time.
Yes.
I do bodybuilding. I enjoy lifting.
I love it.
I have friends that are big CrossFit guys. I do train athletes for competitions like running and so on and so forth.
Can you fix people form?
Absolutely.
You could?
Yeah.
Because I've seen some, I think I seen something on YouTube a while back. It said that it's a certain style, you know, but some people just seem like they just can't run.
Well, you know, it's all biomechanics, right? So
I got you.
If you have so for me, I have a foot issue. So my gait cycle is a little bit different than yours, for example, because of my foot not being able to fully make the right movement.
I got you.
So I look a little off. If you study it and you look at it like I do, you'll see it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can definitely help somebody's biomechanics kinetically, so where the body is moving efficiently, and it actually ends up saving them energy and time.
I got you. So eating healthy is part of your journey.
Yes, I believe mentally again.
So you vegan or you just
no.
Okay.
No, got it. So and then there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It's just for me, I know my body well enough to where I know what I need to feed it for it to perform optimally.
So calories though, average man calories.
That's something you know, it depends on the man. Right?
Okay.
So every body is different. That's why I don't cookie cut anything.
Okay, I got you.
Before I work with a client, I say, hey, let me see what you're eating for a week. Before we design anything, I need to see what you're putting in and what you're putting out.
I like that.
So your body is a bank account. This is the thing. This is so basic, man. Like,
what deposits are you making?
Yeah, this is the basic concept of living healthy.
Come on.
Your body is a bank account.
Come on.
Now, your bank account, from a finance standpoint, the more you put in, the more money you have.
Yes.
Right? But that's not a good thing for your body. If you're putting in calories and not just regular calories, dense calories, pizzas, things like this, you're affecting cholesterol and other different things as well. But if you're not burning this stuff, like I said, we were designed a million years ago.
Yes.
You didn't know when the next meal was. So your body stores calories in the form of energy, which turns to fat. If that fat is not used or burned, then you.
So what about eating at night? Is it good or bad? Because I mean, that's just.
I have friends that are on keto, and they do great.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Okay, I got you.
I enjoy carbs. I want to live again, the reason I stay in shape and I stay in a low body fat to where I'm holding a 6-pack a year round, which most guys don't.
Most guys don't. I'm working on mine right now.
Is because I make my diet fun. I'm not dieting to lose weight. I'm just eating. But I feed my body good things. And again, I do it mentally. Physically, it's nice. It boosts my confidence. Sure. I like looking well for my wife. I like seeing her eyes light up when I take my shirt off.
Come on.
What's up, girl? You know what I mean? I like that. But at the same time, I do it for mental clarity. So what you feed your body will affect your mind. If you're feeding it junk, you will feel like junk. If all you're eating is Pop-Tarts in the morning, some orange juice, a burrito for lunch or pizza, and then a burger for dinner, no wonder you're depressed, man.
I got you.
No wonder you're depressed.
So I believe the food killing us, but that's neither here nor there. I just believe it. I believe it's killing us slowly.
Absolutely.
The stuff they got, I'm like, man, I don't even know how to. I want to do keto. I want to do.
Look, man, I'll tell you this. Find something that works for you. And this is the same thing I tell everyone. If keto works for you, great, do it. It's shown to work.
I got you.
Obviously, it works. But is it long-term something sustainable for you?
Yeah,
if it's
that's
not,
the real question.
then give that an idea. Give that a concept and a thought. Because this is the part that blows my mind. If you're going to put in all this work to fill that why of losing X or Y to get healthy, why on earth would you put it back? Like I said earlier, Rome wasn't.
You've been working hard.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and it also didn't collapse in a day.
That's
true. So
true.
if you built a body to where you have enough body fat down to where you're showing results,
consistency,
why would you lose that?
That's true. That's true. So it's your consistency.
Consistency.
So what would you tell people like that? That's like, you know what? This is the thing. He sounds good. I'm not him. He's super motivated. How do I get as motivated as him?
So, look, man, I wasn't this kid, this guy always. I'm originally from Cuba.
Okay.
I got here in 1995. My dad was a doctor. My mom was a really great accountant over there.
Okay.
And we came with $50 in our pocket. And we were po. We couldn't afford the art. We were po.
Po.
Yeah, we couldn't afford the art.
Wow.
So, and they grinded and they taught me work ethic. My dad went from being a doctor to mopping floors for 6 months. My mom said goodbye to all her family and never saw most of them again.
Wow.
So I know what sacrifice is. But at the same time, I was bullied a lot as a kid.
I got you.
And not like kids nowadays. I got the crap beat out of me. I got the snot beat out of me until my dad put me in martial arts.
I got you.
So
then it was over.
Yeah. So I always had an issue with, at a young age, with being confident, secured. I had to build that. Even though I had good parents, when you're bullied, you feel like you're not worthy of anything. You know what I'm saying? And then life happens. And, I developed anxiety from issues like that and other things I was dealing with. So I have had to learn to master my mind. Gotcha. I had a kid out of wedlock. I had people, I won't get into detail, call anybody out, but I had people that, even the day and age we live now, I had people that turned their backs on me.
Oh, wow.
And that turned their back on me and my wife. So my marriage is a testimony that we made it. I'm happily married.
I got you.
There's a difference.
Oh, it's a big difference. Right? I'm with you 100%.
I'm blessed by God that I was able to marry not only my best friend, but somebody that's grown with me.
Come on.
And at the same time, that marriage is my number one priority.
Got you.
Because not only is it great for my children and for me to be happy, to have somewhere to go home and just unwind and be happy, but at the same time, it shows all those haters that doubted us in the beginning. What's up?
What's up?
We're here.
We here. We ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
And that's why I tell people all the time, it's like, well, how you guys doing this podcast? Me and my wife got a podcast.
Yeah.
My wife got her own podcast.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm like, listen, keep paying attention.
Yeah.
Because we coming.
Absolutely.
We don't stop, man. So is there anything you think you want to, cause I like to kind of flip the floor to you. Anything you want to ask me? Anything you want to?
Well, to answer your question earlier,
okay.
What would I tell people that say, yeah, he sounds great, but I'm
yes,
not that?
Yes, answer that.
You're talking to somebody that was bullied. You're talking to somebody that's been depressed. You're talking to somebody that's dealt with certain types of addictions and has beat them in life. You're not talking to just some dude. I wasn't made this way. I made myself into this machine.
Come on.
And that's what I look at myself when I'm 40 miles deep and I'm falling apart. I'm thinking, what if I quit?
Yes, sir.
And I think of all the haters and all the people. Also,
don't be haters.
Most importantly, the people that depend on me. I'll tell you this story real quick.
Come on.
Two of my good friends. One's a business owner.
They're
both physicians.
I got you.
One's a business owner. The other guy's a medical director over multiple clinics. That gentleman reached out to me this morning. He said, hey, my brother got diagnosed with a serious medical condition.
Got you.
He's been in a rut. Help me. What should I say?
Wow.
So today, and I don't know, I know you follow me. God speaks to me, man, and when I'm running, I get a lot of ideas, and I turn the camera. It's not pretty, it's not edited.
Hey.
I just record what's on my
But
heart,
it's useful.
So I made this video today for my boy, and there's a sense of weight that is put on your shoulders.
Come on.
When somebody that educated and somebody I revere that much turns to me and says, hey, I'm coming to you for advice on this.
Wow.
Somebody that's, I mean, dude,
yes.
Doctors are held at a certain standpoint in society for a reason.
Yes.
So for this guy to come to me and say, help me, help my brother, what do I do?
Wow.
That's a weight on my shoulders.
Yes.
My other buddy, who's a business owner and also a physician, he told me a few weeks ago in our run, he said, you know, man, I learned a lot about being a man from you.
Wow.
So when I have people that reach out to me, I have another friend that said, hey, I ran my first marathon because you inspired me.
Testimonial after testimonial.
So I have this weight on me of having to live, not only because I want to, but now I feel like I'm going to let these people down.
Yes.
And I feel responsible that I got them in this mess of be living this lifestyle. So you will not catch me tripping.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it, man. And I think people need to know that, because one thing that I tell people every day is, man, listen, when you wake up, make sure you're making a difference.
Absolutely.
And when you're making a difference, make an impact in people's lives.
Yeah, if you're defining yourself by what you do for a living, that's not you. If you define yourself by what you drive,
come on,
that's not you, man.
Come on.
You're putting up a persona of some fake stuff. What you do for a living is not you.
Come on.
That's what you do to pay your bills.
Come on.
But what are you leaving behind? How are you helping others? For me, I drive a Nissan Rogue Sport. There's a dent in the front. There's a dent in the back. It's paid off, though. You know what I'm saying?
Debt free.
I don't need a fancy truck.
Yes, I'm with you.
I don't need the lift kit. I don't need any of that.
Yes.
Because I know that I am my own reward.
So one of the things I tell people, there's like, man, when you die, what I want to leave, my thing is, I want to say that I helped 100 people become a millionaire.
There you go.
Because that's one of my, because I'm a digital creator. So
Yeah.
I teach and educate people on creating content, all kind of
Absolutely.
forms. So at the end of the day, I want people to say, man, this guy showed me how to take my brand from my passion to profit, and he helped me build it out.
There you go.
And it's me just impacting people. And everybody impact different. You know, and I tell people that legacy is greater than currency.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So you can make all the money you want, but if you ain't leaving an impact on people's lives, you just living.
Right.
You know?
So for me, I mean, to feed off of that is I want to help people become free of themselves.
I like that.
Their mind, but also physically free of, maybe you don't need that extra medication that you're on right now.
Oh, come on, talk
You know
about
what I'm
it.
saying? There's a big mistake that is done in this country, and it's a disrespect to patients. And physicians need to do a better job of really screening their patients.
Come on.
And helping them from a nutritional, a sleep standpoint, a physical exercise standpoint before you just start prescribing more and more drugs. Yeah, sure, they're needed and they're there for a reason.
Yes.
Always follow what your physician is saying. However, make sure that they have the best idea and that they're actually taking the time to speak to you about these issues.
Yeah, and I think so many times it's like we put our trust in people, like the physicians, when we can really start trusting ourselves with our own, what are we putting into this temple?
Absolutely.
How are you working your body out?
Absolutely.
What is your mindset? That I'm a big reader every day. I think I think everybody should read 10 pages a day of a book.
Yeah, I do.
Me,
book a month.
Okay, so then you're doing 12. You're doing 12 a year.
Excellent.
I tell people if you read 10 books, you read 10 pages a day, you'll read 12 to 15 books a year.
Right.
Easy.
Absolutely.
All right, but what you reading and what's controlling you? Because to me, whatever you see is what's controlling your mind. You know, like if you wake up every day and let's say like somebody said, man, the word bitch. When you was a kid, they said that's not a bad word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you grow up, to you it's not a bad word.
But the rest of society.
Absolutely. It's a bad word.
Sure.
So whatever we're seeing and hearing is how we're trained.
Absolutely.
You know? So I think that we need to surround ourselves around positive people that's going places and not be so locked into like, but this is my circle, that's all I know.
Right.
And for you to come on this podcast to speak to the people, say, hey, listen to his mindset, listen to where he's going. People need to know, like, man, okay, if he can do it, I can do it, you know? So what are some things that you're working on with your life to make your life better?
For me right now is, you know, now that I've mastered my mind, I know how it works, and I know, I mean, man, there's daily struggles of things that
of course, everybody.
But you're alone with so you might be in with your wife for X amount of hours, your job X amount of hours, your kids X amount of hours, but you're alone 100% of the day.
That's true.
In your mind.
Yes.
So now I've learned how to have negative emotions, negative thoughts, and instantly, as soon as I have one, I address it.
Yes.
And I turn it into a positive somehow. Because there's always one.
Yes.
You're either he who says he can't and he who says he can are both right.
Yes.
Right?
So when you're speaking, life and
when
death.
You're thinking, you have to change that immediately, because if not, it'll lead you down the rabbit hole.
So what you thinking is what you're gonna speak.
Absolutely.
And then
it's what you're gonna feel.
Yes, and then whatever you speaking, the life in Proverbs 18:21. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. I think 18:21, one of them.
Preach, man.
It says that life and death in the power of your tongue. Sure. So whatever you speaking every single day, you know what I'm saying? Me, I believe in reading affirmations daily.
Absolutely.
So like, today I'm great. Today I have $1 million brand. Nothing can stop me from getting to my goal. I mean, every single day I speak to myself.
Yeah, you have to. You have to speak kindly and positive to yourself. At the same time, be honest. If you're unhappy with the way you look or feel, say, hey, I'm out of shape. I need to change this. Because if you're like, oh, it's okay. No, dude, it's never going to change, right? Like, address the issue, but be kind enough to yourself. You're not a loser. Quit calling yourself that in your brain.
And
I tell my daughters, I have two girls, lovely girls.
Okay.
One's 14, the other one's 10. She'll be 11 this year. And I tell them, stop. Every time they're like, oh, I'm stupid. Stop. Stop immediately.
Yes.
You're setting up a neural pathway.
Yes.
Part of what I do is in medicine is I'm a clinical sleep educator.
Okay.
I also deal with neurology.
Gotcha.
And I know that there's neural pathways that are created at a young age, and that's what addiction is, right?
Come on.
So to break that mold of negativity, the only way to do that is to literally carve out a new pathway in your brain.
Come on.
To where it leads to a positive mindset.
I love that.
That is the hardest thing you will do.
I love that because people, for some reason, I'm like, man, because I meet a lot of people. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I meet so many people, and people just be like, man, how did you create this studio? How did you do this? Like, but I'm like, because I spoke these things, but I believed them in my mind. I already seen it. So I reverse engineer once I seen it. And I think a lot of times, if I was running 50 miles, I ain't gonna make it in no 8 hours. I'm gonna make it though. Cause I ain't no quitter. I'm gonna make it.
That's it.
But
that's it.
I'm saying
that's it right there.
Yes.
That's the secret sauce.
Yes. And then
you believe it,
and seeing
you speak it, you proclaim it.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. But faith
without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. You have to be able to grind. You can't just sit at home, open your Bible, pray to God, say hallelujah, and expect it to just show up.
It ain't gonna work.
You have to work at it. In business and anything. I mean, obviously, you made it work.
Oh, I'm making it work. So I'm gonna leave people with this. What are 3 power words? Oh, hold on. Before I ask that, where do you see yourself the next 3 to 5 years from now?
So that's a good question, and it's difficult to plan out ahead
Okay.
Because you never know if tomorrow
Life
is guaranteed.
That's true.
So don't focus. This is my own personal opinion.
I got you.
I have found through my research in medicine
Come on.
that if you've planned too far ahead, and as the day go, years go by fast, but days go by slow.
Come on.
So as the days go by or a month go by, and you see yourself and you're frustrated because maybe you're not making the progress that you thought you were going to make.
Come on.
And it's been a year or 2 years and you start feeling depressed or down because you're not there. It's okay, man. Lace them back up and keep going.
Come on.
So when you plan, like I said earlier, enjoy the small victory. If you have a 5-year plan, that's great. But make sure you celebrate what you did in that month.
Yes.
Get closer to your 5-year plan. For me, my mission in life.
Come on.
I
Talk about
this
it.
out because as a born again Christian, I figured my mission in life is to help people.
Come on.
If I make money doing it, great.
Yes.
Not cool. I want to leave this world better.
Yes.
I want the patients that I interact with daily to be happy and to sleep better and to have a better successful life. I want the clients that I work with happy marriages and confident in themselves and in their skin, in their own skin. That's where I see myself in 5 years.
What creates confidence? Like, what is that thing that creates the confidence? Is it the little bit of success? Or is it a self-talk?
No, I mean, both for sure. But, you can get up and beat your chest every day in the mirror and say you're great. But if you've done nothing to build that,
no actions,
you're just a dude beating your chest.
I got you. You know what I'm saying?
As you build a resume in a professional manner and you present this resume at a job application, right? And they read over it. Don't forget, you're also building your own personal resume.
Yes.
So for me, what does my resume say? Well, I have a solid marriage and 2 beautiful kids. I was a guy that, even though I was given a pretty bad medical issue when it comes to running, he overcame it and inspired others with other medical problems to get after it.
Yes.
They don't have to run, but they got after it. They didn't let the excuse that God gave them cripple them.
I have a quote. A quote I say every time. I say, excuses is the reason for being useless. Absolutely. If you want to continue to be useless, keep giving us the same excuses.
Absolutely.
And that's the mindset, that I want everybody to have. So, anything you want to ask me before we get off the podcast? Because I like to flip the question too. Because you know what I mean?
Oh man, I just heard of you. I think God puts people in your life for a reason.
Yes.
Through Kelvin, I heard of you.
Yes.
From what I'm seeing, this is I'm blown away by the attention to detail that you have with your business.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
It's remarkable.
Yes.
I was blown away, literally blown away.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
This looks like some Joe Rogan stuff, dude. Like, real talk.
We trying to get down.
No, man.
God is good, man.
God is good, man.
All the time. Listen, man.
You have a beautiful facility.
Yes. Thank you.
Beautiful wife, man. You're solid, man. You made it.
Hey, man, I made it. God is good. I give him the glory. Listen, thank you guys for watching this podcast. Listen, below, I'm going to put everything down there. I'm going to put his Instagram. You got Instagram, huh?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put, you got Facebook?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put his Facebook. And I'm going to put, you got a link for people to kind of book you?
Through Instagram.
Okay.
I have my email on.
So I'm going to put all his information below. Y'all be able to get in contact with him. Remember, go out and design the life you want, create the brand you deserve, but most importantly, leave your own legacy with your own information and products. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.